today I got a special guest, and yes, I don't have a green wall background. I actually have a live place here that we're actually down here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I got Chris again. And
What up?
I know you all love Chris. And the last time we were just talking, what his average ticket was less than $1,400. And so we're going to talk tonight about how you can change your mindset. And we went out to eat and we kind of got on the conversation of what is your worth? Even if you're just a little old waitress, what is your worth? What are you worth? And we're going to talk to you, and he's going to give some amazing gold nuggets. I know because he loves to talk and tell stories, and that's awesome. So I will be pulling you up on the comments here. I see you all commenting. It's hard for me to see right now. We'll be pulling you up on my computer over here so that way I can see the comments coming through. But before we get too far, tell me, who are you? Where are you from? That kind of good stuff.
Chris Johnson, and so I'm from the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area, and we do exterior cleaning, gutter guards, we do paver sealing, so we do a few things other than cleaning. Been in business for over 17 years, started full-time in 2019, so actually March 8th, 2019 to be exact, was the first day we ever went full-time where this business actually paid my bills. And it become real then. So from then to now, it's just been a uphill trajectory of growth and learning and failing fast and rebounding quick and trying it again and just keep falling forward. That's all I can tell you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so we got some cool people on here. We got Pressing Washing Brother. I don't know who that is. We got Joey. We got Mr. Big Time, Trisha. How's everybody doing? And so some of you may know Chris because he is usually on the lives. He's always commenting. Chris from what's your
Rivertown Pro Wash.
Rivertown Pro Wash. So Chris, let's hit on some things of what makes somebody worth something. How are you able to get a $1,400 pressure washing ticket, average ticket? Because do you just not have any competition in Myrtle Beach?
Only about 400 companies.
Only 400. So tell me, how are we getting a $1,400 ticket? Or let's even go, so last time he was on $900.
900, yeah.
So how did we go from $900 to $1,400 average ticket?
What was that? 8 months ago? 7 months ago?
7, 8 months ago, yeah.
See, it was at the beginning of this year. Guys, basically, it's what do you value you at? And that's the problem. A lot of people have bought into this mindset that society's put on them, that their parents have probably put on them, that generational expectations have put on you, schools have put on you and taught you. And over the course of a 20 to 30 year lifespan, we've been programmed to believe that only the elite that you see on TV are worth anything, that only the NFL players are worth anything. And the only reason they're worth anything is because you buy their jerseys. Other than that, they're normally brain dead morons. They can't do anything but throw a football. But they're worth 5, 6, 7 million a year because you pay that for them. The problem is you've got to believe you're worth that. You're just as worth $5 million a year as, I don't even watch sports a lot, but Barry Bonds, he was a name I know. He's in everything, right? Baseball, football. Why is Barry Bonds worth that? Because you made him that way. Why are you not worth that? Because you made you that way. So you need to think of you as the all-star player, the Barry Bonds, the MVP. How valuable are you? And if you take your value and take everything you've learned and throw it away and start over and say, you know what, I am valuable. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a great neighbor to my community. I'm a good leader in my church. I'm an excellent soccer coach or football coach on the Pee Wee League. Those are values that we discount and we don't think they're any worth. Guys, if you're a great dad and you're a great husband and you run your home and you provide for people, your value is priceless. So let's look at it this way, right? So we as men, we literally say we're worth $20 or $30 an hour, right? That's what we say.
That's what we believe.
Okay, what's your wife worth? Now, the reason I ask that is because I'm married to one that's a rock star. She is unbelievable, and she's probably watching this. And here's what I want you to think about. What does your wife do? Does she feed the kids, clothe the kids? Does she do the dishes? Does she do the laundry? Does she iron your clothes? Does she make sure the floor is vacuumed? Now, we could go on and on and on about what she offers and brings to the table.
Right.
How much does she get paid?
Not enough.
Zero. Now, her value is not zero. Her value is priceless. So think about your wife and what she brings to the table, and then think about what you are offering your customers and your prospects, and think about it in the same realm of what your wife would be worth. If you had to pay a maid, pay a window cleaner, pay an upholstery cleaner, pay the daycare, hire somebody to change the diapers, hire somebody to wash the floors, hire somebody to do your dishes. If you hired somebody for every job your wife did, you'd spend $20,000 a month.
So, what makes you worth $5,000? So, why I said $5,000 is
Yeah,
because this is a sales tactic that he's using. Of when somebody asks him how much do you think this is, Chris, how much do you think this is going to cost?
Probably just under $5,000.
Under $5,000 just
Yeah.
for this little house wash right here?
Yeah.
Wow. Why do you think it's that for?
Well, give me about 20 minutes and I'm going to walk around, and what we do a consultation. We assess the whole property. I'm going to make sure if you got any vinyl loose, I'm going to let you know. If your dryer vent's falling down, I'm going to let you know. If I see any damage, we're going to take pictures of it and I'll show you, because a lot of times you don't inspect your home the way we would. So I'm going to do all that for you, and give me about 20 minutes. I'll get everything written out for you, line item price, and then I'll come back and we'll go over it, and then you'll see exactly what we're going to do for you.
Okay, so I just want the house washed.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's not a problem.
Okay.
So it'll still take me about 20 minutes.
All right.
I still got to assess it. I still got to go around and take pictures. I still got to do that so we can get good before and after pictures for you. And my guys will know exactly what we're going to wash on the house.
Awesome. So let me know how much I got to pay to get this house washed.
All right. It'll be about 20 minutes.
All right. 20 minutes later.
Hey, so Jason, so here's what we got. So when we come up, Jason, when we first get there, the first thing I want you to know we put cones out in front of the house so nobody gets ran over or hit, and your neighbors know we're doing work for you. My guys are going to come up and introduce themselves after they've called you on the way. Once they're here, they're going to come up and introduce themselves. They're going to do a walk around with you so you know what they're doing and they know what you want. And while he's doing that, there's another guy going to be taping up your receptacles, your Ring doorbells. He's going to be bagging your cameras, and he's going to be making sure if you got any fragile plants around the house, we're going to note those and protect those. Once we're done with the walk around, what we're going to do, Jason, we're going to hook to your water, and we're going to go ahead and start the cleaning process. Now, halfway through, they're going to come get you and bring you outside, and they're going to notate a great before and after in-person show for you and really show you what your house is like before and after. And I know that might be a little more difficult for you, and you'll say, man, everything's wet, but you will never regret the before and after in person. Once they're done, they're going to come back, they're going to untape everything, unbag cameras or trees or plants, anything that's protected, and then they'll do a final walk around with you and make sure everything's up to your standard. Once that's done, you can sign off on them, you can pay them, and leave them a 5-star review. His name will be Brian, will be the lead guy walking with you. Nate will be the guy taping up the house. And so if you'll put both of their names in a review, we reward those guys. And so we would love for you to leave a review. And also we need referrals. These guys need work. I need work. We got a lot of families to feed. And if we do you a great service, the more people you tell, we give you $25 steakhouse gift cards and all kind of goodies. So everybody you tell that signs up, you'll get a reward too. Now that we've done all that, I know that's a lot to process, but I've got all your quote here and I've got everything filled out, and I just want to go over with you item by item. You got just a few minutes we can do that?
Sure.
Can we sit at the kitchen table or anywhere that's comfortable?
Sure.
Okay. So Jason, here's what we do. So when you look down, we do window washing for you. So we do exterior window cleaning. And the reason we offer that, Jason, is because depending on the minerals and deposits in your water, your windows could be clean. Now, Jason, they'll be clean. There'll be no organic growth, no mold, no mildew, no nothing like that. But have you ever left a car wash and your car ended up spotty because you drove across the road to Walmart and parked?
Yes.
Water has dirt in it.
Okay.
So when we clean your house, depending on how much dirt is in your actual water, depends on how dirty the windows are going to be when we leave. We offer this line item. I know you didn't ask for it, but we offer this as a courtesy to you so you know your windows will be sparkling clean. Now you've got 42 windows here, and we do charge $5 a panel to do the exterior spot-free rinse. So that's what this line item is. Next one is it's gutter brightening. So have you noticed those black lines on your gutters when you walk outside?
Yeah, I have.
So that's not mold and mildew. Those are actual oxidation lines. That's a static electricity that comes from the roof mixing with the interior of the gutter. When that splashes over, it oxidizes to the front of the gutter. Now we have product that won't burn or run the paint off the gutters like some people will. Some people will just use purple power on it. And Lord, don't let them do that. If they do, stop them in their tracks because they'll melt your paint off your gutter and you'll have a bright, shiny chrome gutter. Don't do that.
I don't want that.
So we actually use a certified chemical. It's green, it's biodegradable, and it don't burn the face of the gutter, but we spray it on the entire face of the gutter. While we clean them, we brush them. We literally hand brush the whole face of the gutter. It makes them beautifully bright white again. Now it is a little expensive. We do charge $1.25 a foot, and you do have 200 feet of gutter. So that is a little expensive, but it really makes the house pop. It's the first thing you see is a bright white gutter.
Right.
The third line on here is your house wash. So we do everything by square footage. I've got your square footage price here. We do charge 12 cents a square foot. And so here's the price on that. It's pretty basic. The next line item is your concrete. So this concrete price is your concrete driveway, your walkway up to the front porch itself, the back patio, and the walkway down the side of the house. So you have a little over 2,000 square feet altogether. And we do charge 17 cents on that. Yours is 17. We do between 17 and 20. 20s are a little more darker and they'll have rust stains and oil stains. Yours doesn't have any of that, so we give you the bare minimum price of 17 cents a square foot. And once we go down from there, the only other thing I would recommend, because you have all these pine trees, your gutters are going to need cleaned out. And I see straw hanging out of your gutters. I've got pictures here on my phone you can look, and I've showed you multiple places on here where pine straw is literally hanging over the gutters. So we offer a gutter clean out, but we also offer a gutter guard. And so these gutter guards are not like leaf fitter and all the other junk that you see. So a lot of times gutter guards, you know, they have that real mesh screen. And so they sit flat on the gutter like this. And I literally describe it. And I'm holding it in my hand.
Right.
And I'm like, so everything piles up on top right here. And even though it don't drain down in the gutter per se, which is a lie, it does. It'll actually build up here. And so what happens, Jason, when the rain comes off the roof, it literally runs straight off the gutter as if the guard or gutter or nothing's there. Second reason why we offer our guard is because this guard, as stuff sits here and gets beat and beat and beat, it literally goes down into the gutter and there's not enough rain coming through it to wash out the gutters. So then you have a pine tree start growing, and I want to show you this one. Here's a pine tree, and it's got the screen mesh around it, grew into it. Now this come off of a house in Conway, and it's a pine as big as my wrist, and it's got the screen mesh around it where it grew through. And that's because the rain couldn't wash it out. Our gutter guards are designed to actually go up with the angle, and I hold it up, with the angle of the roof. And so they have very, very big and deep holes where water can flow through at 40 to 60 gallons a minute. And they actually go up at the same angle of the roof, and they're polypropylene material, so they swell and they decrease with temperature change. So they're not going to crack and break. They got a 20-year warranty with them. Unbelievable warranty. So I would offer these two to you as well. And if we do all these services, I've got packages down here, but I'm going to show you the first one. The first package is package A, and it's our premier package. It's the very best package we can offer you. But it comes with about the very best discount you can get. So even though this package is $6,200, we're going to give you 15% off. Now, if this was for real, I'd have the numbers. But I don't have the numbers. But giving you 15% off, so you're literally going to save about $750, probably $800. That's somewhere in there, maybe $900. So you're going to save, let's just say $1,000. You're going to save $1,000 by going with package A. And we can get that done for you in the next 2 weeks.
That's a little expensive.
Well, I know. But you know your most valuable asset? We're sitting in it. So if you protect it, you've invested in your most valuable asset you own.
Well, you know, I think I just need the house wash. The HOA's on me, giving me, so I just need the house wash.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If this wasn't as expensive as it is, would you think that everything I just talked about would be something you would need on this home?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's don't let the dollar amount get in the way of what you really want for your home.
Okay.
Because with that state, I know you want this for your home,
Right.
but it might be a little out of the range.
Yeah.
So what kind of is your budget? Because, you know, your house wash right here, you know, it just, let's just say it's $336. We understand if that's all you want, that's all we'll do. I'm here for you. But with everything else on here that you really, really want, you want your gutters brightened, you want them cleaned out. I know you probably want the raindrops because you've had to clean your gutters out. And not only are your gutters cleaned out, but you got animals living in there and water can back up under your shingle and run down the wall. There's just a lot of problems. I know you want it all. What is your budget?
Well, right now it's about $1,000.
Okay. And so we're at 5. So let me ask you, so we're backed up for 2 to 3 weeks. If you were to put 20% down today, when could you come up with the rest of it?
Maybe in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
I'll have to talk to my husband, my wife.
Is
That's more like it now.
Can we call him?
I love it.
And I'll literally call him right then.
So this is gold, guys. If you go back, this is how you're able to get a $1,400 ticket with an 80% close rate right here. And this is gold, right? This, what we just broke down right here, is gold.
That's off the cuff.
What I would tell you to do is watch that 20-minute span right here over and over and over until you are comfortable of doing this right here. Now, this is in person. This is in person, obviously, and this is what he's doing in person. I know some people do it online, but we can do a lot of this even online, right? We can, we can talk. We can offer a $3,000, $5,000 package, because if we don't offer it, they'll never take it, right?
Never take it.
If we don't offer every house wash that you get, you should have a minimum of $2,000 that you're asking for every time. And it's not just because we're asking for it. There's things behind the reason why we got to ask for this stuff. It's psychology right up here, or psychotic, whatever you want to use. But in the end, you got to be psychotic to be able to pay $5,000. But at the end, you're not your customer, and you need to make this happen, right? This is how we're able to get a $1,400 ticket with an 80% close rate. And so this is something that you can do. This isn't something that, that's just Chris. He's really good talking with people. He's really good. And he is. Don't get me wrong. We went out to eat and he knew the waitress's name. They knew our name. We had a conversation with her, and the woman didn't believe she was worth $100 an hour, right? Because that's not what she believes. And if you don't believe you're worth...
She believes it now.
She does believe it now. If you don't believe that you're worth $5,000, $6,000, you're right. You will not get that. If you don't believe you're worth $500 an hour, you're right. You won't get that. If you don't believe you're worth $100 an hour, you're not going to get that either. And so there's things that you can do to make you want to be able to do this, right? You got to do, you just got to do it. This isn't something, this is literally a call sales that he would go do in person. This isn't just a,
Yeah, we didn't rehearse this.
we did not rehearse none of it.
This
you
is
know?
what I do.
But this is how you're able to get a $1,400 ticket, average ticket. And this is what I want to push before we do this, because we talked about this right before we get on. What happens? What's your guys say when you get a $300 house wash?
My guys?
Yeah,
Oh, they told me I jacked something up.
he failed.
They don't want to do it.
He failed.
I messed up.
He screwed something up. He failed.
When my guys see a $300 house wash, they literally ask me before they leave the shop, what went wrong here? And I'm like, I don't know. That's all they wanted. And they're like, well, you screwed that up. Because we literally have to go wash a $300 house. And they will look at me and say, we should not have to do that. They feel like that's a waste of their time. Guys, there was a day I washed houses for $80. I literally did that. My wife will tell you, we would wash houses for $150 and be there for 4.5 hours. And now my guys don't want to go wash a $300 house that's going to take them 45 minutes. I mean, that's just, we've come so far. We're so blessed. We've learned and grew. And guys, you can do it. It is very possible to do it. Ain't that right? There he is. Don't put his nose. He cleaned his nose. Did he clean his nose? Y'all, is his nose clean? Don't step on my phone.
But it is possible. This is not something that, oh, Jason, Chris, this is something you're full of crap. It is possible. You know, we're not even hitting on Christmas lights yet. That's another
I'm here to learn
ticket.
that.
We're going to teach him how to get $2,500 average tickets, right? Because if I can teach him how to do it, he's going to go out and do it. And those are the things that you can do. This is not something of, oh, Jason, you don't believe this, whatever. It is definitely possible that you can do this. This is something that you can do and make it happen. So, Chris, what did you do? So, have you just been a great salesman your whole entire life, and you just no problems and of that kind of stuff?
No, not really. Well, I guess I've always been an influencer. I've always had the gift of influencing. That's my DISC profile assessment anyway. I'm a high I and a high D. So I've always had that influencing mindset, that attitude of being influential. And I guess that played into my sales role. It really captivated that audience a lot because I'm a great influencer. Now, if you're not a great influencer, some of the best salesmen in the world, man, they're introverts. I'm a high extrovert. But most introverts are better salesmen than I am. But they have to be trained to believe it. And so I never believed I was a good salesman. I didn't realize what sales was. And I got in with Pepsi, and literally every class they would send me to, I would just sign up for the class. It didn't matter what the class was, management training, sales training, personality training. I went to everything they offered. And over the course of 5 or 6 years, and when I stepped into my own world of entrepreneurship and literal owning a business for my bills, all that come out because I had put it in. And here's the thing, guys. If you don't put it in, it can never come out. So if you're not practicing sales, if you're not positioning yourself to get knowledge and education and glean anything, you'll never grow. And here's what I said last night at church, and I mean it then, I mean it now. If you're comfortable in what you're doing, you're not growing. And so the problem is I become comfortable. That's why I'm growing in Christmas lights. That's why I'm growing in other areas of service, because I got to grow. I got to grow. I can't get stagnant. And guys, if you get into sales and you quit learning, you will get stagnant. You'll start going backwards. You got to push the envelope.
And if you have ADD, you sit here and you do circles, and you like Donovan over here.
Oh, look, that's two. That's two. That's
Has
two.
anybody ever told you
Oh,
you
it
like
might
a
be
dead
three.
president?
Might be three. Over three. Three and a half.
Has anybody ever told you like a dead president? We need the black hat on him. He looked like Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln right here. I look like an Amish Abe Lincoln. I got my Amish beard going right here. That's awesome.
Oh, it's too fun.
It was really
This is
cool.
fun.
I was cleaning out my grandpa's estate. I found a side profile picture of him. Exactly. I mean, exactly the same. And I found the hat that he had in his photo.
Yeah.
And I put it on, and I have like a photo of like side profile of me holding the. It looked like it was just a picture of myself. It was
That's
pretty dang
crazy.
Cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, this beak right here is the Questenberry beak. Oh man.
You know, back to what we were hitting on of the sales side of things and getting a $1,400 average ticket with a 80% close rate, and you're sitting at what did you say 400,000 ish right now?
By the end of this month, we'll be at 450.
450,000 this year. How did you get those leads? Are you just doing one thing and then just hope that works, or what are some ways? And we kind of hit on it, but why is it important to be consistent? Is where I'm going at.
So this week in our training we're doing here in Raleigh, I'm speaking at one of the sales here in Raleigh. I will actually have my marketing sheet with us so you can actually see what we do in marketing. We do about 20 different marketing avenues. We've got yard signs, clip flyers, EDDMs. We've got Google ads running. We've got Google My Business. Well, it don't exist anymore. It's now LSA ads. So that's what we run. But we're Google guaranteed. Man, I do door hangers. We do 5 rounds. We do referral requests. We do 5-star review. I get a lot from YouTube. I have a YouTube channel where we clean a certain type of window. It's just marketing, man.
But you just don't do one thing. That you got to do all these things.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you got to do something.
When you first started, what was some things that you did consistently that has helped grow you?
So the first thing we did consistently was referrals. We used to offer for every 10 you give us, we give you a free house wash. Well, that become a little bit
Too much work.
too much for them. They're not going to work that hard unless they're a Raven fan.
Yeah.
So we narrowed that down now to where we do one referral. If you give us one and it closes, we give you a $25 gift card. We give $50 gift cards. We give all kind of incentives, but the referral is one of my number one things. And it's literally brought us over 6 figures this year of revenue just from referrals.
So you spend all this money in marketing, but yet your number one is referrals?
Yeah, because my number 2 is yard signs.
What? You mean you put out yard signs? You're doing $500,000 and you're still putting out yard signs?
Yeah, we put out 200 a month.
I do yard signs, but in my area they'll fine us if I put them out.
They told me that too. I told them write the bill.
So you said, "Here's my card. Just charge it as you need it," right?
Yeah, write the bill.
What else?
I literally told the man.
What else do we hear? Well, in the HOA, they
Right.
called me and they said no soliciting in this HOA, so that's why I don't put out yard signs.
I had one call me and asked me to remove it from the pine tree because he said the HOA didn't like it. I said, well, sir, it's not on the HOA property. He said, I know, but we see it from our road when we turn out. I said, that's exactly why I put it there, and I'm not taking it down.
There you go. Here's what I did this past week. I had 3 people call me about signs in 1 week. And so the last person who called me, I gave them both barrels of the shotgun. I said, did you know it's illegal to take my signs down?
Yeah.
I said, I would suggest you don't do that again because I can call and have you arrested right now. So don't touch my signs. Don't touch. He's like, but it was on HOA property. I said, it doesn't matter. Look up the law. I said, what's your address, sir? I'm going to have sheriff come by and collect that sign from you.
Right.
Click. I taught him a lesson. I'm nice every now and again, but look, if people aren't calling and getting complaints by noon, you're probably not
You
putting out
hadn't
enough
done
marketing.
nothing. You
You're
hadn't
not,
done
not
nothing.
doing enough marketing. Yeah.
It's that simple.
So-
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is that simple. Guys, if you're gonna give out business cards, give out business cards. But do it to every person you meet. When you're shopping in Walmart with your wife and your 3 kids, and there's 2 people in front of you checking out, and there's 4 behind you, and there's a cashier, every one of those people should have a business card if that's what you're doing. Every day. And that's the problem. We're not doing it every day.
Wherever
Well,
you work at, wherever your wife works at,
Wherever.
wherever you might be, wherever
When we
you're
pump
eating
gas, when I pump gas, we put business cards in every credit card slot on the gas pump. Every pump. Every day.
And I will say something. You alluded to a point. You're like, you were trying to pay people to give you referrals, and you couldn't do it when you were saying it requires 10 of them.
Right.
Don't give somebody 10 business cards. I don't
Right.
care if they're a realtor, if they're.
Yeah, they're not going to
They get one business card,
Yeah, they're
right?
not gonna put
Oh,
them
can
out.
I have one for my? Here's 2, right? Don't. You're passing out 1,000 business cards 10 at a time. No, that doesn't count. You've only passed out 100 business cards.
Right.
I'm gonna see. I've been reading some of these
questions?
comments in here. Not too much. Some miserable people out there trying to bring down the next man. Well, I'm talking about the yard sign stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, it's about being consistent. Whatever you're gonna do, do it. Even you're gonna spend money. I always tell people, figure out how much you're gonna spend a month every month. Whether it's it's gonna be a good month or not a good month. When we know it's July, we're still going to put out the same 200 yard signs that we put out in April and May and September, October, November, when we know those are good months. We're still going to be putting out those 200 yard signs. We're still going to be doing our LinkedIn. We're going to be figuring out LinkedIn and commenting and doing that. We're going to be consistent about whatever we're going to do. And I don't care what type of marketing you do, you got to be consistent. If you're
Gotta
not
be.
consistent,
Gotta be.
because what's going to happen is your business is going to go like this. It's going to be a big roller coaster because you're going to get all this work, you're going to quit marketing, and then you're going to go down to nothing. Oh my God, I ain't got no business. Then we're going to do a bunch of marketing, we're going to go up, and then we're going to be down. Where if we just,
That happens.
if we're going to grow and keep growing and being consistent, we got to be consistent with whatever we do. So that way, every month we're putting out 200. Just think, how much business would you get right now if you put out 200 yard signs a month? Now,
I know the answer to that.
what is the answer to that?
About $70,000 a year for right now.
So who would like $70,000 a year?
I mean, that's the minimum.
Who would like $70,000 a year? Because I know Jason Hefner did over almost $100,000 with less yard signs
Right.
than that. But he did over $100,000 with less yard signs. But even 200. How much do 200 yard signs cost you a month?
About $1,000.
$1,000. Okay, so 10 grand if you do it for 10 months, unless you are in places that down south here that you don't. So 12 grand for $75,000. Who would? That's almost a 7 times return, right? Who wouldn't do that?
That's a minimal number,
That's
70.
printing money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I know last year I only put out about 3 yard signs for Christmas lights, and I got $1,800 job sold the day that I put out those yard signs. I mean, it can definitely be a primarily, one of your primary lead generation sources. And I would say, like, when you need more work, you need to tap into those other 15
Sure, right,
areas
right,
of
right.
advertising, but you always have that minimum.
Yeah.
That's just part of, like,
It's
the
what
job
you
is
do.
not closed unless
Yeah.
you get a referral.
You just
Like
have to do it.
Yeah, for him, if referrals are your number one way, then that job is not done till you get a referral, ask for a referral, or whatever. That's
Now-
part of the job.
Now, do you only ask for the referral once?
No.
Or how many times in your cycle of that customer do you ask for that referral?
Normally it's 4 to 5 times.
4 to 5 times?
Yeah.
What? How many times do you ask for a review from that customer?
Oh, until I get it.
What? So we're asking for that referral 4 to 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more, and we're asking for that review. Now, are we just asking at the very end of the job, or when are we asking for
No.
the reviews and the referrals?
At the beginning, usually when the office mentions it, I mention it when I sell the job. I mention 5-star services. I mention my guys get rewarded. I mention reviews help our grow our company. We mention referrals in the sales. My guys mention reviews because they get rewarded for them. My guys mention referrals because they get rewarded for that. And the follow-up calls, we do 5-star reviews. We do emails on 5-star reviews. But here's the thing. So here's it in a nutshell, okay? So let's take all the cream and pull it off the cake, and let's just do a straight-up cake, okay? I've been to one guy on the truck struggling. In 2019, that's what I did. We did $116,000. I was the only guy answering the phone. I was the only guy washing houses. I know how that feels. That is a burden that is unbearable. In year 2020, I was still the only guy, and we did 205. Now, guys, I'm telling you, I thought I was going to lose my mind by the end of that year. My wife come in and helped in the office. Now, she would help on the truck some too, but our daughter was in school, so she couldn't help all the time. So let me get real with you. If you're the single guy answering the phone and you're doing the cleaning, or you got a helper, but you're doing 90% of everything, okay? Let's get with you, because you're the one I'm talking to. Pick 2 days a week or 1 day a week that you're going to do nothing but market. That's the day the 2 days a week, that's the 2 days you're going to sell. Whether it's a Saturday and a Monday, and then you wash houses Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Saturday and Monday, you line up all your calls to where Saturday and Monday, those are the 2 days I'm going to give quotes. Tuesday through Friday, I'm stacking stuff for Saturday and Monday. And I'm not quoting any jobs, I'm doing jobs. I'm doing jobs. And quit trying to do both things at the same time. That's what I did. It drove me crazy. And finally we learned, okay, Monday and Friday, I would go throw flyers, put out yard signs, and sell jobs. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I would do nothing but work. And if you get your prices right and you're doing $1,500 a day, if you're by yourself, that is very easily doable. You're still doing $4,500 a week by yourself, and you're marketing 2 days a week, you will never have the roller coaster effect. If you'll do that all year, you will be just like this all year long, and you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. You'll end the year with 70,000. You'll be good.
How long do you like to stay booked out? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
2 weeks is my max. I'm booked out right now 3 weeks, and I don't like it.
Right, so some
but
people,
I just hired 2 people, so
right,
I'm gonna shrink that.
some people say, like, you know, well, if I spend time, well, I got so many people, you know, they're calling me, I'm booked out, I can't do marketing right now. And what I would say to that is raise your pricing to where
Yes.
you're not booked out more than 2 weeks. It's awesome when you have more people
2
calling
weeks.
in, then you got time to add to the schedule. That means that your pricing is constantly going up. Let's see, Power Washing Brothers said, I appreciate you, Donovan. These other two need to pick up their weight on the live. So I don't know what's going on with that, but he really appreciates the tips that I'm giving on this live.
It's the shirt, man.
Anyway.
We wore earth tone colors. I'm sorry.
I was gonna wear my sweatshirt, but it's like 90 degrees in this back of this shop here, so I'm sweating right now.
One guy has a question about a commercial job. So this is, what would you do? I've got a large church on starting talks with the roof. I'm assuming maybe doing a roof wash. Should I hit them with $15,000 for the whole building, or secure the roof and then hit them with the rest later? So how would you approach maybe that? And I would say that probably depends on your relationship with that church and how that lead came in, how you started that conversation. I mean, I probably, if we're talking 15 grand, that's for me personally, I do a site visit. So we doing a site visit, I'm going to talk to them and mention them, and I'm going to sort of test the water a little bit. And if they're like, hey, Donovan, I don't give a fuck about the green siding, we just care about the black roof, then I'm going to shut up and talk about the black roof. So I'm going to, me personally, I'm going to, $15,000, that warrants a site visit. I'll probably do that relationship thing, building a little bit, and just kind of test the water, see where they're at. Put it on the quote. And I will say, if they only got a budget for $2 grand, then there's no sense in talking to them about anything else. Just start that relationship and then let them know, hey, we can do this for you. We can help you out with this. Or when you're out there, wash one section, you know, something like that. What would you guys do?
I'm obviously going to offer everything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, because, you know, they can go make a love offering and get the rest of it, and that's up to them. You know, and that's just the way it is, right? And so I'm not going to not offer it. I'm still going to put it as a line item, and they can decide if they want to do it or not. And so
that way they can plan for it.
That way they can
Yeah.
plan for it. They can put it in their budget for next year. And that's the thing with commercial, with a lot of times with commercial guys. And, you know, a lot of times with commercial, it's the long game. It's not, oh, I'm going to get this today. And no, you might bid something this year for next year.
Yeah.
You literally will bid stuff right now for next year, for that next year budget. And so, you know, you're going to want them to be able to get those line items and be able to put them in there. And then that way they got it to be able to budget for it later.
Well,
Yeah, don't do it as like just the $15,000
Right.
lump sum. Yeah,
Right.
definitely quote them for, like I said, oh, we only got $2,000 for the roof. Okay, well there you go, but this can
Yeah.
go on the back burner.
Well, if you
And
if you
I know,
line
and
item-
I actually know somebody that does this too. Is they actually did a payment plan. They
Oh,
did
yeah.
like
I'll do the work
a
now,
$500,000 a month, and they came and basically did it in sections.
Yeah.
As that
Once you've
church,
paid-
Greg Townsend did this actually.
Yeah.
He actually, it was like they only had like a $400 or $500 budget, so he would come and clean $400 or $500 worth of concrete, $400 or $500 worth of siding, and he kind of, and it went for almost like 6 months of that they were able to do $500 a month, and it actually worked out pretty nice for him, because if it got slow for him, at least he knew he was going to get $500 that month, and he could put it in where he needed to put it in at.
Oh yeah, and a lot of times too, especially with churches, especially with churches. So what you got to think about too, when you offer everything, when you offer the roof wash, when you offer the building clean, when you offer the sidewalks, the church, it's a representation of what's inside. So that's the way I approach commercial work, is what's on the outside is a direct representation of what's on the inside. And so you want people to have the first impression that this is a clean place, a place that's kept up, a place that's manicured, the grass is kept. But with that, if you're a spiritual person, I'm a Christian, I'm born again, and I love the Lord and love churches, love His house. So I'm not saying this is for everybody, but we could donate some of that too. And so now, listen, I know it's a spiritual thing and you're going to donate, but all my donations are for purposes. They're for people to get good blessings, but they're for me to get something in the end too. So when you say I'm going to wash the building for free, we'll clean the sidewalks in the church, or we'll clean the church and the roof, we'll throw the sidewalks in for free if you sign up. Well, next year, guess what doesn't need clean? The roof. But the building and the sidewalks do. Now I've got the building and the sidewalks every year for the next 5, 6 years. Year 7, 8, we're washing the roof again
Hey,
too.
2 years, we need a budget for the roof.
You know what I mean? Then you start prepping them for that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, you can throw something in this year, and next year you get it back.
You're fine. It don't matter. I mean, we're getting close to the end.
close to the end.
I don't know where we're. Yeah,
Well, hey
we're
guys,
recording
I'm
too.
gonna let these guys finish up. If you can make it to Raleigh, happy to host you guys out here for any training. Or if you're just here local and you want to swing by and learn about some lights, you can follow one of my crews around. I'm an open book. Message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do. Happy to help. Great chat with you. I'm gonna go win some of these guys money before Jason starts playing and takes it all
He's
from
actually
me.
going to
So
lose some. So,
I'm up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
but so actually this weekend, Chris is going to give some teaching in this class. He's our special guest, and I've been talking to. There is a few spots still open if you can make it down here to Raleigh, or you were in a couple-hour drive. We are doing Christmas lights and pressure washing. And the marketing. Marketing is the biggest day, right? I love pressure washing. I love Christmas lights. But if we don't do the marketing, you might as well not even do anything, right?
Right.
Marketing is the reason why we are able to get our business. You know, it's not about having big equipment. It's not, I mean, yes, it can make us more efficient, but it's not going to make us more money at the end of the day. Because I see so many people that won't spend money on marketing, but marketing is what it is. If we can't get the phone to ring, that is definitely a problem. Chris, what happens when we don't answer our phone?
I get your work. If you don't answer the phone, I get it. No, honestly, and all jokes aside,
How did you answer the phone when you was a one-man band and trying to get everything going on?
I answered it on my ladder. I did. I'm not a fan of that. I don't suggest it, but I did it. The problem with that is you forget a lot of things you're answering. And so if you're the one-man show and you don't answer your phone, please have a dynamic voicemail. I mean a dynamic voicemail, not this is Joe with Joe's Pressure Washing. Leave a message, I'll call you back. That's just stupid.
What's a dynamic message?
I hate to even give an example, but I will. So when I first signed on with Pepsi, and I went into the corporate sales world, my direct supervisor, I still call him to this day. He's one of my greatest mentors. I have unbelievable respect for this man. He handed me my phone. He said, go make a voicemail. I said, okay. And I did what I just told you I did. This is Chris with Pepsi Ball Adventures. Leave a message. I come back, he said, let me hear your voicemail. I did. He said,
You were proud of it,
yeah.
I bet.
He said, that is not going to work. Go do that again. What's wrong with it? Okay. I tried to pep it up. Hey, this is Chris with Pepsi Ball Adventures. He said, you said the same words. He said, do it again. It took me 10 times. 10 times. I had to read that voicemail 10 times until he was like, now that's a good voicemail. So a dynamic voicemail, if you're a one-man show and you know you're going to send people to voicemail, because you would rather not answer the phone on the ladder while you're cleaning the gutter out, because it's not going to be productive. You're going to forget things. Let it go to voicemail. Just call them back when you get off the ladder. But give a voicemail something like, hey, this is Chris with Rivertown Pro Wash, and I am extremely busy right now, but I'm telling you what, I'm so glad you called, and I will definitely call you back within the hour. If you will gladly just leave me your name and number. I don't need to know what you're calling about, because I'm calling you back to find out. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Simple.
I don't know if you all know this, but this interview right here is probably worth $1 million for some people.
Was that okay?
That's okay. You're okay. You're doing well. Between talking about how to handle a customer when we're there and how to do the voicemail, this is huge, right? This is something that a lot of people struggle with. This isn't something that, oh, this is easy. This is, it's not easy. This isn't easy. This business is not easy. Pressure washing, absolutely.
It's easy.
It's easy. I've taught 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds. My 10-year-old daughter a couple years ago can pressure wash a house. You guys sit there and obsess about how do I pressure wash this house and what chemicals do I have, and you have a whole shop full of chemicals, and I ask you, how much you spend in marketing? Oh, I don't spend nothing in marketing. I don't do nothing in marketing. Well, then you wonder why your business is failing. That's why your business will fail. So, 2 things out of this video here would be, 1, spend money in marketing, and 2, invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself. It's the best thing you can ever do is invest in yourself. I, to this day, still invest in myself. Chris still invests in himself.
I paid to come here.
Everybody, if you invest in yourself, I guarantee you will, 9 times out of 10, when you invest in yourself, you will 10x whatever you invested into it. So invest in yourself. And here's the thing. I actually did 9 times out of 10, this is true. When you invest in yourself, you open your brain, right? You open your wallet, you open your brain. Now, today, I did on Christmas lights that a guy came in here to, Donovan, and he did $55,000 his very first year putting up Christmas lights, and all he did was watch our YouTube channels, mine and Donovan's YouTube channels, and he learned how to do Christmas lights, and he did $55,000, and that's amazing. And I know there's some people in here that can't afford to come to training, and I understand it. I completely understand it. But you know what? If you try and you call us and contact us, and we will make things happen for you if you are willing. But you know what? You got to be willing to invest in yourself. And I don't even care if you just read books, right? Invest in yourself, and you can get audiobooks for free. But I want you to pay for them, because when you open your wallet, you open your brain. And I know because here's the thing: you can literally get a university degree online through Harvard, I think, all through YouTube. But is it really going to be worth a whole lot if you don't invest in that and you don't open your brain and open your wallet? It's not going to happen. And like most of the time, Donovan and I say, I don't care if you do it or not, but I'm trying to help you so you grow, right? I'm not telling you go buy this piece of equipment because that's what's going to make you money. It's not. I'm sorry. I can make you money doing a pump-up sprayer and a garden hose. And guess what? You can make $300 an hour with a pump-up sprayer and a garden hose. Is it going to be fun and sexy and a lot of that? No, it's not. But I've got guys cleaning roofs that have been in business for a while now with a pump-up sprayer and a garden hose. And you can do the same. It's just, are you willing to do the work? That's the question. Are you willing to do the work? What are some words of encouragement or some last words here?
if I was to encourage you in anything, it would just be to do something outside of what you're doing now. So here's the reality, and here's what I mean by that. If you do the same thing you've always done, you will get the same results.
Insanity.
It is. If you change it just a little bit. So I love shooting guns, okay? I'm getting into LR shooting, which is long range shooting. I want to get into ELR, which is extreme long range, which is 2,800 yards, which mile long shots. That's what I want to get into. I'm getting up to the 1,000 yard now. Here's the deal: at 100 yards, your bullet, an inch will not move it very far at 100 yards. You're still going to be on target. You get an inch off and you're shooting 1,000 yards, you've missed the target by 3 feet. So guys, here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. If you would just do small incremental changes for long periods of time, 1,000 yards is a long way away. 2,800 yards is a super long way away. If you will literally make little incremental changes now,
One little click at a time.
one click, 2,800 yards down the road, which may be a year and a half for you, it will make the huge impact that you're never going to see now. But do these little things, and a year from now, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, you will look back and you will not be the same person you were. Your company will not look the same. You will be transformed by the small changes. It's the little things. The Bible says it's the small foxes that spoil the vine. That's a negative connotation, but it's talking about marriage. And it's the little things in marriage that'll destroy your marriage. Or it's the little things in your marriage that'll build your marriage. Same in your business. It's the little things you don't do that'll destroy it, or it's the little things you can implement that will flourish it. It's up to you.
So I always like to ask people, what's your favorite book, or what's been a book that has been like that light bulb moment for you?
Well, look, I've got a bunch of them. Who Moved My Cheese is the first one. That's just my go-to book. I love that book. If you're a business owner, you need to read Who Moved My Cheese. I'm just telling you. The second one is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I've read it a couple times and I'm rereading it now. You can read the book in a week if you just read it 10 minutes a night. I mean, it's not, literally it's that thick. It's nothing. But those two books are very small books you can read in less than a week, and it can make great impact if you'll implement some of the stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chris, for coming on. I hope if you like this, give us some likes before we jump off here. I appreciate it. Actually, before I jump off here too, I actually have a video out right now, and I don't know if you've watched it or not, but I'm going to tell you which one it is. And if you go in and watch the video and do as I say, I'm giving a $100 gift card away. Probably by the end of this month. I said in the video 2 weeks, but I haven't given it away yet. And it's the concrete, how to clean concrete and seal it. You do have to you got to follow what's in there and watch it. So if you want a chance to win $100, go watch that video. And that's how you will get to enter and to win a $100 gift card. If this works well, I may keep doing it, but because I want to give back to the community, and this is one way that if you help me by watching my videos, I'll help you in a way to get you a meal or dinner or two or whatever you might want.
Put that in my notes.
How
I'm
to
gonna go
Clean and
watch.
Seal It by Jason. So
Amen.
you don't want him to win it. He's already getting $1,400 tickets. So, but you better go watch it. And
I
go
like
check
winning.
it. Everybody likes winning, right? We don't want to be a bunch of losers. Let's talk about one last thing here. I know we're past time, but
Got 2
what's your thoughts on being positive, thinking positive, and with a positive mindset?
It's a big deal. So, positive mindset. So, everything rises and falls on how you think. As a man thinketh, so is he. That's biblical content. So you can think, and now I challenge you to do this. If you see a coworker that's as healthy as all get out, get about 10 of your coworkers to walk by them, and I'm gonna give you an example, okay? Jason, you looking a little plush, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
And walk on. Get 10 more people to go by. Jason, you looking pale, man. You okay? And have one lady, Jason, you okay, man? You look like you all right? By lunchtime, he'll be at the hospital. Now you can get a coworker that's sick, or that just lost a loved one, or just had something bad happen in their life, a car wreck, anything bad. Get 10 of your coworkers or family members to come by them and say, man, you look like you are on top of the world. I know you're going through a hard time, but man, you look like you handling it like a champion. Get 10 people to say that. They will climb Mount Everest by lunchtime. Positivity elevates everything. Now, positive thinking won't let you do everything. That's a lie. You can't do anything by positive thinking. But you can do everything at a higher level with positive thinking. That is a fact.
Gold, man. Well, thank you, Chris, for coming on. I
Thank you,
appreciate it. It was a
you.
great time. I hope you all had a good time and learned something today. And if you probably need to go back and watch this video, I would recommend it highly. There's a lot of gold nuggets in here, and I will also put this on our podcast too. So
Amen.
other than that, I hope you all have a great night, and
See
we'll
ya.
see you all later.